Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 3. Can you believe how quickly this week is going by? I am just blown away. Like, oh my gosh, we're on day 3. Only 2 days left after this. And I am on here bright and early this morning because I'm actually headed to an appointment with my coach as soon as this video is over. So I needed to get up a little extra early today and do this video. So you also might hear my puppy running around throwing his bone and his ball in the air in the background. He tends to have a lot of energy this time of day. Anyways, I want to take just a quick minute to remind you that our wrap party is coming up this Saturday, December 8th at 12 p.m. Eastern. And this is where we're going to be announcing the winner of the 21 Days to Love Your Body program, as well as a special grand prize. And we're going to have the opportunity to celebrate and hear from some of you. So mark your calendars for that. I did it on a Saturday because, hopefully people will be off from work. Have it around noon so that people, will be up for the day. But yes, I would love to have you there live. And let's announce the prize winners for today. So the prize from my colleague Elise Sparks, again, she's a personal trainer that helps people drop the guilt and shame around exercise and start feeling at peace in their bodies by moving in a way that's built strength, flexibility, and conditioning. And she has generously donated a 24-minute full body movement video that you can do anywhere at any time. And it's so aligned with our work. So the winner of that prize is, drumroll, Emily Hart Lopez. Congratulations, Emily. I will put you in touch with Elise and she will be sending that full body movement workout to you. And the winner of the session with me for today is, drumroll, Lisa Panic. Congratulations, Lisa, I'm sorry. And I will be reaching out to you to get your email address so that I can send you further information on how to set up that call. And hi, Lolita. Thank you for tuning in. So let's go ahead and jump into today's content. So yesterday we talked about the diet mentality and where it is showing up in your life. And I am just so in awe by each of you for your vulnerability, for being willing to look at this part of you with curiosity and without judgment. I know that our relationships with food can bring up a lot of pain. It can be very triggering. So I just want to acknowledge each of you for doing that. And those of you who stood in solidarity and supported each other. It was just so inspiring. And I always say to my clients that though creating this awareness can feel really painful, it's the first step in transformation. We can't change something, we can't change an issue or a problem that we have if we don't know that it exists, right? So that's the first step. And today we're going to talk about how you can begin to experience that peace and freedom in your relationship with food. I want to preface by saying that this action step can be really confusing to some people. There's a lot of you in this group who have a lot of knowledge about nutrition, and I want to invite you that what I'm about to share here is just another perspective in wellness. I'm not here to tell you to think exactly like me. I'm not here to change your mind on anything. I'm here to offer another perspective, another way of being that has been tremendously helpful for me, as well as the clients that I work with in finding freedom and peace in their relationship with food. For others of you, this action step is going to be very scary at first. And what I want to offer to you, you might feel a lot of resistance around it. Like, I'm not doing that. That sounds crazy. But what I want to offer is an opportunity for you to ask yourself, to step in as your own coach for a second and ask yourself, has the other way of being in your relationship with food really been working? Does the dieting and restriction and placing morality around food, calling it good or bad, has it worked? And if it hasn't worked, would you be open to another way? So I just ask that you listen to this video with an open mind and an open heart and take from it what you need. So, done with the prefacing. So if we stop dieting, if we reject the diet mentality, what do we do instead? Well, we choose to give ourselves food liberation, or what intuitive eating calls unconditional permission to eat. And so what this means is that you can eat whatever you want, whenever you want it. Pausing for dramatic effect. Some of you are like, well, what did she just say? What kind of health coach suggests that we eat whatever we want, whenever we want it? And what I would offer to that is a health coach that knows that rules and restriction and deprivation are far worse for our health and well-being than trusting ourselves and giving ourselves permission to find pleasure and enjoyment and nourishment from the food that we eat. Some of you are already thinking, if I gave myself unconditional permission to eat whatever I want, whenever I wanted, if I truly allowed myself freedom around food, then I would eat all the things that I'm quote unquote not supposed to eat, and I would become sick and unhealthy, right? And what I want to invite you into is that unconditional permission to eat is not about ignoring basic nutrition information. It's not about completely disregarding your body's needs. It's not about eating so that you don't feel good in your body. It's not about that at all. But rather, it's about making choices for your body from a place of trust and autonomy, where there are no limitations on what you eat, and therefore no food is a scarce resource, and therefore no food has power over you. Meaning that the compulsions and the erratic behaviors around our quote-unquote trigger foods tends to naturally dissipate when we know they are available to us whenever we want them. So I want you to consider one of my clients' experiences. She went for a very long time without eating cheese for her health because she decided that she had heard that cheese was bad for something that she was dealing with. And so it became habitual for her to not eat cheese. And so once we started working together, she realized that she had been cutting herself off from eating cheese, yet she really loved cheese. And so we worked together to give her permission to eat that cheese. And she maybe had like about a week or so where she experienced what we call the honeymoon phase, where it's suddenly I'm allowed to eat these foods again, so I need to get as much as I can, because you're still building trust with your body. Your body's like, ooh, this might become a scarce resource. We better get as much as we can right now before we go back to restricting, right? And so she really, really stuck to this unconditional permission to eat. And then by the time we had our next session, she told me, I had cheese with like almost every meal, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I found pleasure in it. And you know what else I found out? I don't want it with every meal. And so now she knows that item, that cheese, is on her menu. She can have it whenever she wants without feeling the need to have as much as she can in one sitting, right? It no longer has that power over her. And with that, there's no more moral judgment around your food choices. And you get to make choices from a place of flexibility and freedom and pleasure and satisfaction, whatever that might look like to you on a daily basis. It means that you can show up to the holiday party, have what you're really wanting from the buffet, and move on with your life instead of feeling like you quote unquote blew it, or that you fell off the wagon, so you might as well just stay off the wagon, right? So today's task, and again, it might be really challenging for some of you, but it's to allow yourself to eat what you really want. So you actually get to ask yourself the question when it's time to eat, what would I really feel like having? And give yourself that thing. And that might mean eating exactly what you had planned to eat today if you're someone who plans your meals in advance. Or this might be actually giving yourself permission to eat something that you don't really allow yourself to have, something that you consider a bad food or that you're bad for eating it. And the request that I have for you when you actually do this action step is to enjoy the food without guilt or shame, to really relish in it, and to practice saying to yourself when you're eating the food, I can have this whenever I want it. And just see how it's different. See how it's different. Because, contrary to popular opinion, you are not what you eat, right? There's no moral judgment on you if you choose to eat something. You are still a good person whether you choose to have a salad or a piece of pizza. Yeah, and so just continue to notice how it's different when you say, I'm allowed to eat this thing. I choose to feel at peace and enjoy it with pleasure and satisfaction instead of, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. So here are your action steps in order for you to be eligible for today's prize. You are going to get my complete food liberation guide, which is something that I usually save just for my clients. And this will really help you in taking your journey with food liberation to the next level. And of course, the session with me, that I will send you more information on. And okay, so your action steps. Begin to practice food liberation by allowing yourself to eat what you want today. So asking yourself the question at mealtime, what would I really like to eat today? Not what diet culture or the diet mentality tells me I should eat, but truly what I want without guilt. Post a picture of you eating it in the group, or write about what this experience was like for you. And then, of course, encourage and support at least 3 of your fellow participants by commenting on their pictures, words of encouragement. For those of you with food allergies or diagnosed medical conditions that inform your diet, please know that I'm not telling you to put your life or health at risk. If there are foods that are off limits to you because they would literally kill you or make you sick, we are not doing that. We are not going to eat those foods. We're honoring what the reaction that those foods have in your body. So for you, the curiosity is going to be around how you might be labeling foods as good or bad, and start there. At this point in the challenge, we're about almost halfway through, you might be noticing the desire to slow down or detach, or maybe you're thinking this isn't working for you. What I want to invite you into is that this might be your subconscious mind's resistance to change, right? Because change is scary, it's uncertain, and our subconscious mind is trying to tell us it doesn't have a survival strategy for this new way of being. So have immense compassion for yourself and keep showing up. So it's feeling the fear and doing it anyways. And if you haven't done yesterday's action step, that doesn't mean you're out of the challenge. You can still catch up. This group is here for you. We are quite literally supporting you, and we have your back. You've got this. And that is it. I am sending you all so much love. I'm here for you. I'm supporting you. I'm holding the highest possible vision with you. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Mwah! Bye, everyone.